start here. I'm sorry there wasn't an upload last week. My phone storage just decided to give up, and my phone went to factory reset mode for some reason, and then all my data is gone, so the video is gone. So this will be take 2 of the video. By Jerry's request, today we'll be talking about trout fishing at St. Louis Ponds. But before we start, please go check out Seabass and subscribe to him. He's almost got 900 subscribers, and maybe he already does by the time we film this video. So please go check him out. He's a very cool guy and makes some very cool videos. Before we start to actually talk about trout fishing, let's break down St. Louis Ponds first. So St. Louis Ponds is a series of 7 ponds that consists of bass, panfish, catfish, and a bunch of other stuff, mainly warm water fish, and then there's trout. So the trout is only in pond 6, and as you see, this is how the ponds are numbered. All the ponds have some sort of a weed problem, but it depends on the season really. Usually in the summer, the weeds are higher, and as we transition into fall and winter, the weeds kind of get better, and then you have more castability. You don't have to go as weedless as you usually do, because in summer fishing at St. Louis Ponds, you're almost guaranteed to get some sort of weed or grass on a line every cast if you're fishing with a weedless bait. But as fall and winter runs around, you could cast more. You could cast baits with more, like, let's say, treble hooks. You have a wider variety of options. So, and there is a reason why you can't really catch trout in the summer here. The reason is because most of the trouts are stocked there, and in the summer, trout are cold water fish. Once the temperature, I'm pretty sure, hits around 70 degrees, they'll start to die off because of, I think, some sort of lack of oxygen or stuff like that. But very rarely that there's a trout you'll find in the summer. So I would suggest you to fish from either like around this time, which is October, all the way through winter. Winter is one of the best times to trout fish, while pretty much other like warm water bass or panfish really slows down. Maybe crappie and perch are good for ice fishing, but bluegills, bass, you'll definitely have, they're going to be definitely less active. So trout fishing is one of the best in the winter. You could go all the way to May. I'm pretty sure that's the last time they stock it before summer rolls around and then kills off trout. So October to May, that's kind of the range where you'll want to fish for trout. And this applies to pretty much all the valley ponds or / lakes in Oregon. High mountain lakes, you have a pretty good chance of catching wild trout there. But I think they do stock there in the summer, and the reason is because they can't stock it in the valley where the water is too hot. They stock it up on the mountains where it's cooler and the trout have more time to live. And also, this is a trout schedule for now. I'll link it in the description. Just an overview for you for trout stocking at St. Louis Ponds. It's also available on the ODSW website. So now for stock trout, one of the best baits to throw at St. Louis Ponds would either be power baits or power eggs. This is a power egg right here. If you do not know what they look like, I'll open it up for you guys. I'm pretty sure almost every single trout fisherman have seen these. They're basically just egg-like stuff, plastic eggs. They're artificial, and they have very strong scent to it that stock trout really like. Power bait, I would prefer over power eggs, mainly because power bait, it's a type of dough bait. I do not have one to show right here. It's kind of like Play-Doh. You can mess around with it. You can make it smaller or bigger. You have more flexibility. While power eggs, you know, it's just like one big little ball shaped bait right there. I mean, both will work there. I've seen both work. And if you want a little more finesse approach, you're a person that likes to finesse fish a lot, spinners and spoons would be by far the best baits I've seen to work for stock trout. I generally don't, this is a rooster tail, a spinner right here. And I generally don't suggest you guys to go over like 1/4 ounce, because St. Louis Ponds, it's not that big. And if you throw something over that, you are kind of getting it overpowered. You could cast, like with a 3/8, I once casted like almost like hit on the other side of the bank. so you don't really need to worry about cast stability there. And also so for spoons and spinners, you also get lots of bigger trout, I would say, like around trophy size, which is about 10 inch. And then for power bait, you might get slightly smaller ones at around 7 inch, which we call legals. Occasionally, they might also stock brooders. I've not seen them stock them this year though. They're like 5 to 10 pound giant trout. Yeah, very cool. So, and also if you're a fly fisherman, feel free to fly fish there. Lots of casting space, and if you don't go at a crowded time, of course, but even at crowded, you'll have lots of space to cast. It's open field, so it's also a very good fly fishing spot there. It's clear of any trees. Pond 6, okay. So for rigs, Carolina rig works pretty well for both power eggs and power bait. But also if like it depends on the situation. If a trout on the are like more on the bottom, you might want to throw a Carolina. If it's the trout are kind of like on the top of the water surface and they're jumping out and all that stuff, go for a bobber rig. And if you don't know what these rigs are, you can look them up. I might have done a video on it. I'll link it in the description if I did. I'm pretty sure I explained like trout fishing basics in one of my earlier videos. It's not very good quality, but as for techniques and information, it's pretty accurate, I would say. And also for hook size, generally for the power bait and power eggs, go from size 14 to size 8. Size 8 works pretty well with power eggs. Anything smaller, it's kind of tough to put on there and then have good hook sets. And also just for you to be aware, smaller hooks will mean a higher chance of good hook, which is basically when the fish gets the whole bait into the gut and the gut starts bleeding out as you reel them in and all that nasty stuff. And you'll most likely have to keep the fish or it's going to be a waste of food. So be aware of that happening. To limit that, either use bigger hooks or you could try to use spinners and spoons where they're less likely going to swallow it whole. For combos, I would generally suggest a spinning combo. These guys, spinning combos, anything that looks like this will work well. They don't cost a lot also, 15 bucks for a cheaper one. If you want a better one, which like has a better feel to it and reels better, this one's a cheap one. I got for like around 10, 12 bucks. But better ones, I have one back here, but I don't want to take it out. It's like you have a better feel to it, it reels better, but it's gonna be around like 30 bucks. Anything from ultralight to medium weight will work. Anything over that, I would say it's kind of be overpowering for trout, because we stock trout, even though they fight pretty hard, but anything over medium, you kind of like don't get as much fun of the trout fight as you do with lighter combo. If you have any little kids coming along, no worries. These Barbie rods you find at Walmart will do, because my friend tested them out and he caught some trout. Finally, fishing at Pond 6 could really be a struggle at times, and I'm going to tell you this. I went to St.Louis Ponds probably like multiple times, and trout fishing there could be a struggle, I tell you. And the reason is because with power bait and power eggs, pretty much all the techniques I mentioned above, they are very effective there, and people like to catch a trout there. So a few tips would be not to go on weekends if you don't want to go with a crowd, because it's very crowded there on the weekends, at least on most days. And if you could plan on if you could go on Friday night, that would be better, because that's usually from what my friend Albert told me, they usually stock it around Tuesday or Wednesday, and like trout are pretty much all adjusted by Friday night, and you get very good trout fishing there. And if you want to really avoid anyone, I would say go on rainstorms and bad weather. So bad weather, mainly rains, the trout are gonna get very excited from all the rain that's coming down, and they're gonna bite more, and the people are gonna come like less people, like way less. I know one day Albert and his dad went there. It was sunny day, and then when we get there, it just starts hailing, I think, and then they limited out in like 20 minutes or so. It was crazy, and so if you don't mind the weather, of course, you could go there on a rainstorm day, and I could almost always guarantee you that you'll catch some good ones. That's it for today. As in for trout fishing at St.Louis Ponds. If you want to see me make another video about talking about trout fishing at another pond in Oregon, or you want me to talk about fishing for other species at St. Louis Ponds, please leave it in the comment section below. As always, please like, subscribe, like, and share. Fisher Freshwater signing out.